Mr. Jailer, won't you let my man go free?
You are with Breakfast. We're delighted to have your company. It's 12 minutes to 8. Hollywood actress Felicity Huffman will be sentenced in September after yesterday pleading guilty to her involvement in the college admissions cheating scam. We all know the story. Prosecutors are recommending a 4-month prison term when the rich and famous leave their mansions for a stint in the joint. Some of them turn to specialised consultants to prepare them for the very unsentimental reality of prison life. Joining us now from Los Angeles is Lori Levine from Wall Street Prison Consultants. Larry, what he doesn't know about doing lag isn't worth knowing. A man whose narcotics business combined with some racketeering saw him serve a decade in 11 different federal institutions, and who now famously, in fact, helps first-time offenders prepare for the fear, confusion and potential danger they're going to face. Larry, it's lovely to have you with us in New Zealand, although we hope nobody we love ever needs your services. But can you describe for me the first night in, when you go in and you know you are not getting out until you have served your time? What is that like?
Well, the first night when someone's locked up, they're scared, they're angry, they're confused, and they're bewildered. People don't sleep the first night because they're in denial. Every little noise in the cell block or the dormitory is keeping them awake, and then you've got the cops coming by. Figure every hour, hour and a half, and they're shining a flashlight in the people's eyes. I don't know if they do that just to be jerks, but it happens everywhere. So the person hasn't gotten any sleep. They don't know what to expect, and that's kind of like where I come in. I do damage control for people before they're even there, where I outline what happens from the moment they get there to the moment they leave, the type of jobs they're going to have, their interactions with staff, with medical, and more importantly, I can get people into programs. Remember, I'm not a lawyer. I know things lawyers don't know. I can get people into programs that can actually get them out early. That's important. That's like a value-added service. Now, let's take a look at the college cheating scandal, the Varsity Blues, as they call it. Felicity, what, a 4-month sentence? Maybe she'll do 2 months inside. They'll throw her in a halfway house or home confinement for 2 months. Potentially a fine. She's not really going to hard time it. Not at all. I mean, it's a skate walk for what she's doing. But if you go to Aunt Becky, Lori Loughlin, $500,000 bond, 2 kids, the kids may be involved. She's going to go potentially behind a fence or into a real prison. So she has something to worry about. And she's in denial. She should have taken the first plea agreement they offered her. Now they've superseded her with a new indictment, and they're going to stack the charges on her.
And this is part of the service you run, right? So not only do you advise people on how to cope, how to survive, and what prison's going to be like once they're inside it, you also say to them, take the plea deal, because this is an unusual system that we don't really have in New Zealand. So,
okay, hold on. I'm not a lawyer. I can't give legal advice. But that being said, I can explain your charges to you, and I do. I explain the charges to the client, the ramifications of taking a plea versus going to trial, and explain to them what they're exposed to, upside, downside. See, the lawyers, they really don't care. I don't care how much you're paying your lawyer. Your lawyer has never spent 1 day behind the fence inside of a cell. He doesn't know. He just wants to plead you out, take your money, and be done with you. I have these people, and I've got people in the Varsity Blues case. I don't drop names that are my clients. And the things they tell me, I'm like a cross between a marriage counselor, a life coach, a priest, and a psychiatrist. You just have no idea. And when someone goes into federal custody, it's not like TV. It's not the other inmates you really got to deal with or you're going to have problems with. It's the staff. They're very unprofessional. And if the Federal Bureau of Prisons, because that's where they're bound, if they followed their own policies, I would be out of a job today. So guaranteed, they're going to have their rights violated. Somebody's going to kind of screw them over. I'm going to step in, look at policy, look at the situation. I'm going to file documents which are going to blow the prison away, and I'm going to straighten things out. That's the value of using my service. Prison is a very small part of it. I'm there with the person from the day they're arrested, through the judicial process, through the prison process, and then when they get out, they're going to be on supervised release. It's not parole in the feds. It's called supervised release. Now they got to deal with a probation officer that's going to be crawling up their butt. So I know how to handle and deal with all these people. And then we want to get them, hold on, into a good institution. I'm kind of like their travel agent. Nobody wants to go to a bad prison, like Mike Cohen, okay? We got him into a really cool spot. I'm Jewish, he's Jewish. We got him in a cool spot up north of New York City where all the Jews are at, where he's eating kosher food. He's hanging out with people, playing cards, sipping cappuccino, watching TV. Is that your idea of prison?
Let's talk. So you're representing people. You are working with people involved in the College Blues. You're not going to name names, but you do have clients. Right. And
I have three. I have 3 clients that are involved. I have a healthcare professional. I've got somebody that is an educator, and I've got somebody, I'm not quite sure what they do. I think they're a money launderer.
And so this is a crime of arrogance and entitlement, right? And boy, prison is a place where neither of those things survive. So what advice are you going to give them about how to behave if they do lag?
Well, first of all, let's look at USC. Let's look at Lori Loughlin. We'll use hers because Felicity, she's got a 4-month sentence. It's nothing. USC stands for University of Spoiled Children. That's where her kids went. But the advice I give people, and I have clients that range down from drug dealers to these Varsity Blues people to people that have stolen money from banks and insurance companies. First of all, you're entering a brand new world you know nothing about. You're going to hear all kinds of lies and rumors from friends and family that's unqualified advice. First thing you do when you walk onto a yard, you keep your mouth shut. You take a look around. You show respect. You get respect. You're not going to be cutting in a food line. You're not going to be cutting in a telephone line. You're not going to be changing the channel on the TV. I was at a federal prison in Phoenix. I'd only been there a week. I was in a TV room with a guy, talked to him for a couple hours, seemed pretty intelligent, doing a life sentence. I left the TV room, went back to my cell to get some rack time, and the alarm started going off. Turns out someone had been killed not long after I left the TV room. It was that guy because he changed the channel on the television. So things happen. I teach these people etiquette and respect. Do not violate other people's rights. Do not get in people's faces. Don't sit on people's bunks. Do not pick up other people's personal belongings. How to deal with gangs, how to deal with staff members, and more importantly, how to get a good job and get into a program that's going to get them out early. I mean, everyone has an out date. Everybody.
Larry, this is an absolutely fantastic interview, and it's riveting, and people are hanging on every word. But we've reached our out date because it's at 8 o'clock. We so appreciate you joining us.
Probation. Call me. 855-5-PRISON here in the U.S.
Thanks, Larry. Larry Levine. Larry Levine. My giddy aunt, you'd want him on your team, wouldn't you? Bloody hell. Daniel.
Well, making news this morning, popular messaging service WhatsApp has revealed a major security flaw that could let hackers access phones. Stay with us. We have that on 8 o'clock.
And good news for Game of Thrones fans, already worried about the show's looming end. We'll explain all with our entertainment headlines.